South African installation artist and sculptor, known for her profound exploration of cultural identity and spirituality, using traditional Zulu materials, specifically icansi, reed mats, as well as beads. Simphiwe Buthelezi's work reflects the intricate narratives of her cultural background, bridging the past with some of the contemporary issues that have also come to the fore. So her upcoming showcase at the Stellenbosch Triennale from February to April, it promises to be a captivating experience, highlighting her unique artistic vision. Buthelezi's installation often creates immersive environments that invite viewers to engage with themes of identity, community, and that spiritual connection as well. So she joins us here in studio to chat a little bit further. Simphiwe, good morning.
Hi.
Thank you for making time to be with us here today.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Congrats.
Thank
I
you.
am so intrigued, inspired, mesmerized by this offering. Obviously drawing on your own unique experience, your background, fostering conversations about identity. How intentional were you through this art piece?
It's quite an intention for me to make my art practice speak to my life experiences. I make it quite an intention to make it an authentic expression of my identity culturally, and that comes through this the types of materials that I choose to work with, and just the methods that I also engage with in my process and in my practice. So yeah, it was quite an intentional.
Let's delve further into that. Beads, the materials that you use, they represent different things. So from the reed mats, perhaps to the beads that are used. I mean, offline we're chatting about the meaning of different materials, even just wearing them on certain parts of your body, and the types of beads that are used, the colors, they symbolize, whether it's fertility, whether it's acts of bravery, accomplishment, protection, supernatural or physical. Let's expand further on that.
All right, so icansi is the traditional reed mat, and that has been quite a central motif and a central material that I work with in my practice for a long time. Initially, I was quite interested in how it looks aesthetically, but the more I engaged with it and the more that I worked with it, I started to realize the spiritual connotations, the spiritual connections that I started to join together as I was working with it. It is a sacred space, you know. It's usually utilized, well, firstly in the domestic space in our homes, but it's also used by healers and diviners of different kinds, and that's how I kind of joined together that connection between a material that is seen everywhere in our homes, but is also quite this divination tool that is used to tap into other realms, and that is quite an important part of my practice, where I invite the viewers to also contemplate and to tap into certain spiritual aspects of themselves and parts of themselves that may not be as easy to access, and my art becomes that kind of pathway and like an open invitation for people to tap into their own sense of healing and their own sense of, you know, the sacred, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, it becomes a mirror for us. And it reflects ourselves back to ourselves. I'm just thinking about the interlock or the interwovenness of it, bridging duality as well. Merging the spiritual with the physical. And the importance perhaps of showcasing in Stellenbosch at the Triennale. I mean, talk to us a little bit further about that.
So the Stellenbosch Triennale is a non-commercial, multidisciplinary art platform that will be showcasing work from a variety of artists from Africa and the diaspora. It's completely free, it's open to the public, and it's quite an ambitious project and very large scale, as it will its aims are to really prioritize accessibility to art, artistic development, but also democratizing the benefits of art and all of its benefits, like for all, you know. So there are 3 key exhibitions that are going to be part of it, namely In the Cusp, From the Vault, and In the Current, and it's going to be quite a really cool project, you know, really interesting project, very thought-provoking, and the theme will be Bazinzile, which means a rehearsal for breathing. basically. And it really invites the artists, but also the viewers, to really contemplate the act of breathing. Not only physically, I saw you breathing there.
Yes, because sometimes we're not intentional about it, right?
Yes, you know, quite an intentional project of like helping people to really tap into the act of breathing, not only physically, but also metaphorically, as an act of resilience and survival in the times that we're in, you know. So it's quite an ambitious project, a large group of artists, not that large of a group of artists, but quite an open-ended, very spontaneous and an interesting project that will help us to really think about the practice and the act of breathing.
It's going to expand us as well, literally, every sense of the word. And so as we look at some of those themes that you've spoken about, the process becomes a purpose.
Yes.
And so with deadlines and just challenges that would have come as a result of having to put this all together, sourcing everything, envisioning how you're going to, you know, exhibit all of this. Tell us very quickly how you underwent that process or accepted that, immersed yourself in that process.
Yes. So what's interesting about this iteration of the Triennale is that they want to do things actually quite different. Instead of inviting artists to ship their artworks to Stellenbosch and having this kind of traditional exhibition, they've actually invited the artists to be in Stellenbosch and to actually create the work on site. Right, so we'll be engaging with each other and engaging with the process together, and it's going to be quite a rehearsal of breathing. So how the exhibition actually ends up looking like at the end is quite unpredictable. It's quite unpredictable. Like the act of breathing itself, it's an organic thing that happens. We're not conscious of our breathing, but it's what keeps us alive.
Yes.
And I think that's what's really exciting about it, is just having a group of artists working together, sharing ideas, and the exhibition itself is coming to life as we engage with each other. It's Yes,
as you mentioned, it's organic.
Yeah.
And as much as you don't know how it's going to ultimately look, I mean, there is a vision.
There's a structure.
Absolutely. But any imperfections are then perfect, right?
Yes.
Because it is as it is.
Yeah.
As we wrap up, walking away, what do you want people to walk away from this? I mean, you've spoken about the different elements, fusing spiritual with the physical, immersing yourself in the process, healing at large, inviting people into that sacred space. But what do you want people to walk away with? What conversations do you also want them to have?
I'd like for people to walk away from this exhibition with an awareness of their own existence and a conviction about their presence on earth, and a true sense of why they are still alive. Yes, in all the rigid structures that kind of make up the world that we're in right now, it is quite a powerful thing that art is still a space where people can really just be and exist, and be aware of their own existence outside of everything else and all the pressures of the world right now. So I'd like for people to walk out of this being aware of themselves.
Beautiful. Thank you, Simphiwe, for joining us and for outlining that. Wishing you all the best as well. 2025 is off to a great start.
Thank you.
Thank you for being part of healing our nation. I think that is definitely important given the traumas that we as a nation have experienced, and thank you for playing your part in solidifying our cultural and history at large. So Simphiwe Buthelezi this morning chatting to us about her journey as a visual artist, also just letting us in on some of our upcoming showcases at the Stellenbosch Triennale, of course, opening next month. Again, thank you to her for joining us at this hour.